I just made my first AI creator video for my brand new supplement brand.
There's this natural energy source that's way better than caffeine or sugar. This is what elite athletes and researchers are turning to for energy. Chinese Olympians got exposed in 1993 when they broke multiple world records and people found out they were using cordyceps mushrooms. There's actually research that shows it could help your body use oxygen more efficiently, potentially boosting stamina and endurance, similar to how you would feel a boost of energy from caffeine, but you don't get a crash with cordyceps. Yeah, that's why you hear a lot of athletes and biohackers recommending it as a natural energy alternative. I actually take cordyceps every day. It's in a capsule that's a mix of 10 medicinal mushrooms. I'll leave the link here so you can check it out.
I've already made over $600,000 online, but I'm now trying to build my brand Root Cause Subs to 7 figures as fast as possible. And with that, I'm using TikTok Shop as the main source right now to get it off the ground and running, because that is the best opportunity in the marketplace right now for brands, and specifically I think for supplement brands. I'm using TikTok Shop affiliates and I'm using real people, but I'm also now learning how to use AI. And so that is what I'm going to be going over today, taking you through what I did. I created this video yesterday. Going to be going through what it is, how I did it, how you can do it too. It's actually really easy, and it doesn't cost that much. It costs about $11 per video, but there are some methods where you can make it a lot cheaper than that if you do it right, which is what I learned yesterday after doing it the hard way, and I'm going to figure out now going to be going forward, making it for about $2 to $3 a video instead of $11 per video. And for reference, to get an affiliate to make a video for me, it costs about $25. So pros and cons to that. Having people and AI mix, I'm just hitting everything, hitting the wall with everything, throwing everything at it. AI, creators, my own content, founder content, everything to get this brand to 7 figures as fast as possible, while still, of course, maintaining quality and good business practices. We're not going to be scamming people. We're not going to be doing anything poorly, because that is not how you run a good business. As I have learned over my 5 years of doing online business, just from personal experience, not from anything I have done, but from things that others have done. So that's what we're going to do today. The AI product that I am using to create these videos is called ArcAds, arcads.ai. So you do have to sign up for a monthly subscription, which I started at the lowest tier just to see how it is, get my feet wet, learn how to do it. It's $110 for a month, and you get 10 videos. Now, like I said, I did figure out a way for me specifically that I could get the cost cheaper, which I'll talk about later in the video, just by being creative with how you use your credits. So you get 10 credits, 1 credit equals 1 video. So you get 10 credits per month. So essentially, I created this video right here, and I will show you guys the finished product as well, as I've already put in this video. But this is what it looks like raw. You can see the mic was moving around a little bit. And so my friend was like, just put the captions over it. And I was like, oh, duh, right. So I sent it to my younger brother, and he couldn't even tell that it was AI. He thought it was one of my affiliates on a retainer that I pay to make videos for me. He thought it was one of those. So you can see that it works, which is great. So essentially what you do here is you have 1,500 character limit, and you just write a script, and then you choose your actor. And so I have a couple favorited here that I'm going to be using. Now, this guy, Asian guy with a British accent, I'm going for a little bit more of like a scientist, health kind of, information seeking podcast clip type. So that's going to be more, in the video, it was like, hey, these Chinese Olympians got exposed. And so with that, you have to match the way that you script the video and the way that you write out the script for the AI to sound like what that person would do. So this guy is informational, educational, perhaps getting into a little bit of conspiracy theories, right? You have to imagine who this person is, because yes, they are an AI, but who is this character, right? Think of them as a movie character or something. So you have to imagine who that is. So for this guy, William, I was like, okay, this guy, like I said, health, science, potentially getting into like conspiracy stuff. He's interested in things, he's learning, he's curious. And so that's what I did. Now, so for these other ones, I have some options that I haven't done quite yet, but that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm really stoked on this one. I think this one's going to be really interesting. Going to do like a young mom, and she's going to be talking about her kids, having ADHD and stuff like that. So now with TikTok Shop, we have to be careful because we have to go around the guidelines. We can't say certain words. So you can't say Adderall, but a lot of people talking about Lion's Mane on there in the past were saying like natural addies or natty addies, right? So they weren't saying Adderall because you can't say that because you can't make medical claims and whatnot, but you can utilize language that people understand to get the point without making any medical claims, because you don't want to make medical claims. Don't make medical claims. That's not what I'm saying to do. But I'm saying there's ways that you can use language to get your point across. So this, I haven't even looked into the gestures, B-roll, and scenes because I can easily make B-roll with my product. As you saw in my video, I just kind of filmed it in my hands to throw it in there because you do need to have the product in the video. So if you want to create your B-roll, you can here. But I'm just using these talking actors for this. And so what I did was I went over to ChatGPT and people like Claude has been highly recommended to me, but honestly, for right now, I've been very creative myself and just wrote out the script myself, but utilized ChatGPT to help me along through it. Now, once I get going and then I create that character, right? Okay, this is William. This is the podcaster right here, right? This is what he sounds like. This is his cadence. Once I get all that down and write a few scripts for him, then for the AI, then I can take that, put it into ChatGPT and be like, give me a script on, this mushroom or this fact about this mushroom or, that is replicating this video, but sounds like these other scripts that I wrote here. So once you write a couple of them, then you can get the AI to write like it for you. So this is just me taking you guys through what I did yesterday to create this video. And then I'm going to be creating a new video as well for a different character to show you how I do everything too. Excuse me. So here you see, I just put a basic prompt just to get something. I saw a video where it was a fake podcast video and it was a TikTok Shop affiliate video and it did better than average. It wasn't like a crazy viral video, but I thought it fit really, really well for my product and the angle that I was looking to achieve. So that's where I used, here's an already proven successful hook for the video script. Help me create a TikTok Shop video to sell my multi-mushroom supplement. I want the script to focus on educating people on the benefits of cordyceps mushroom and also with the goal of selling the product too. Here is an already proven successful hook for the script. There's this natural energy source that is way better for you than caffeine or sugar. This is what elite athletes and military researchers are now turning to for energy. So this is the script that, or the hook that was in a already successful video. Now, what I did was I had it write me out a video script, and it wasn't a great script, and also it was very like bullet point. It didn't sound like a podcast clip or sound like that. So what I did was I just took the script and then worked on it myself and got it. So so this is the script here that it gave me, and then I took it, I put it on my Notion, I wrote it back out, and I said, is this script compliant for a TikTok Shop video? Now, ChatGPT is going to be really strict because TikTok Shop affiliate videos are really strict, their guidelines. So I know going into it, it's going to be strict, and I know there's things that ChatGPT says, no, this is against their guidelines that I've done many times and never had an issue, never had a violation with. So pros and cons to that. But if you are familiar with the rules and familiar on how you can say things and careful of what to avoid specifically, so go through, familiarize yourself with the guidelines if you haven't. But yeah, so I took this script that ChatGPT gave me, I worked on it myself, and then created my own script here. There's this natural energy source that's way better for you than caffeine or sugar. This is what elite athletes and even military researchers are turning to for energy. Chinese Olympians got exposed in 1993 when they broke multiple world records. People found out they were using cordyceps mushrooms. There's actually research that shows cordyceps can help your body use oxygen more efficiently, similar to how you would feel a boost of energy from caffeine, but you don't get a crash with cordyceps. Anyways, you get the point. I don't need to read the whole thing. It was getting long. So this right here, I took that and it sent it back to me here and said, here's some potential issues. Here's some suggestions. The problem is that the suggestions make it really soft, and it's just not gonna hit. It's not gonna go viral on TikTok if it's soft. You're gonna have to, say something to get people's attention and say things to make people take an action. If you're soft with it and like it maybe might potentially barely maybe help it, to get around, it's just not gonna work. So there's a difficult balance between balancing medical claims or being careful of medical claims, specifically with supplements, and then just being so soft and adding so many potential maybes in there that you're not going to get anything. So, or not going to get anywhere. So what I did was I took some of the recommendations, I reworked it, and then as you can see here, if you look here, this is my script that I ended up coming up with here on the right hand side. So I took out the military researchers part and said Chinese Olympians got exposed in 1993. I was considering saying in 1993 Chinese Olympians got exposed. So little tweaks like that, little things like that. Natural energy alternative, instead of saying you should take this, don't say that. Say natural energy alternative, and then they're like authority anchor with athletes and biohackers are recommending it as a natural energy alternative instead of saying you should take this. So you're authority anchoring and then saying that. But anyways, gets into a little bit of sales psychology and whatnot. So that is how I use this, how I use ChatGPT to help me come up with this. Now, when we're doing this right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's really important here. We have the volume here. Or the speech, what it sounds like. So hopefully you can hear that when this loads up here. But you can change different things: the speed, the stability, the similarity, the style.
Natural energy source that's way better than caffeine.
The style exaggeration. So this is going to certain things you're going to add more. I think the stability. If you lower the stability, it's going to add in and pauses, ands, filler words. I believe is that one. And then similarity, it tells you these things, but you may want to adjust it a little. So once again, if you're using an actor and you're using a mom who's making a casual video, cutting cucumbers and making a video, you might want to add a little bit more inconsistencies and pauses and filler words. Whereas if you're doing this, that looks like a podcast clip, what I did was I made sure to add proper punctuation in here as well, so that the AI actor does take a break in between the sentences, and then I can clip it so it really looks like a podcast clip. I see a lot of AI videos where it's just, like a run-on sentence and it keeps going. It doesn't look like someone actually speaking. Whereas I wanted this to look like a podcast clip, and podcast clips are cut up. So that's what I did to make it look. So once again, you have to really get into the head of your head, get into what is this character? What do they speak like? Right? It's kind of like finding an ideal client for the product that you're selling. You have to think of who are they? What do they buy? What do they like? What are they interested in? What are the things that they talk about? What do they talk to their friends about, right? Not as deep as that, but you have to go a little bit deep into this to make it look like a real person and look like how this is going to be. Okay, so I found a video that I'm going to take the idea from and replicate and use this actor here, which looks like a young mom, and talk about ADD, ADHD with her kids. And what's even more cool is that I actually have a friend of mine from high school who was actually my first customer for my supplement brand, and he has been on ADD or ADHD medication for like a long time, if not all of his life. he started taking my mushrooms. He switched his medication for my mushrooms, which is super cool. And he said that there was like, he wasn't getting side effects. He wasn't feeling like a zombie or tired all the time or emotionless or all that stuff. So that's great. And I know that that's one of the main angles that has worked on TikTok before and has done well. So I just want to double down on what's already worked. So we're taking this mom figure, and we're taking this idea of the video here. So we're taking that lion's mane mushroom, mom giving it to a kid, and we're going to run with that. So let's use ChatGPT to help us with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this prompt that I already had up here, and we're going to put this in here, and we're going to rework this. Help me create a TikTok shop video script to sell my multi-mushroom, excuse me, I got some hiccups, multi-mushroom supplement. I want the script to focus on educating people on the benefits of, I'm going to put lion's mane mushroom, because that's what I'm going to focus on for this one, and also with the goal of selling the product too. And then here's an already proven successful hook for the video script. So we can try that first. I might want to do, here's the idea for the video that I had and let it run with that. But we'll see what it comes up with the hook. And if not, we can retry it. So the hook that was used here was my speech delayed. I don't know if it's me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, and the text hook on this video is my speech delayed toddler's reaction to lion's mane mushroom. But she put he's had more words and is more aware. So, like I said, this is a little bit different than the ADD, ADHD angle, but we can still use it. So here's an already proven successful hook. I send this lion's mane mushroom. Okay, ... So I'm just going to take that part, and then I'm going to tell it to focus on the ADD/ADHD. I want the script to focus on, and also with the goal of selling the product too. This video is coming from a young mom giving her child lion's mane mushroom for the first time, who has the child has, you have to be specific with ChatGPT, ADD or ADHD. Okay, let's see what it gives us. Okay, we have to be super careful here, right? TikTok shop. So it says this because I already asked, is it compliant? So we might have to do this in a new, tab if it doesn't give me what I'm looking for here. I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, things feel different. Okay, so once again, being very compliant here. I had heard about lion's mane before. It's a mushroom that's been studied for supporting focus, memory, and even overall brain health. Okay, that's not bad. It's still saying, it's being studied for this, and you're not making medical claims, so that's not terrible. First I was skeptical, but I noticed he seems calmer when it's time to do homework, more focused when we're reading. Okay, see, this is good right here, because this, where I said young mom with a child with it's being specific. So this is what sells. So many times I see videos, and this is coming from, me who I did, I don't know, 300,000 something in sales on TikTok shop as an affiliate in like 6 months. So I haven't had crazy success with it, but I took my experience with online business and used it to make a good amount of money on there. And then I also learned a lot about selling products, marketing, and the TikTok shop guidelines, right? And what sells. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to go, here's this magical miracle things, and it claims that it can help with, or maybe not that, and it helps with this, and it'll cure this and fix this and do this. Obviously against compliance by saying it'll do these things. And also people just get on there and they make all these crazy things. You know, they're like, yeah, it helped me with this, and my gut feels better, and my energy feels better, and you know, this stopped happening, and this happened, and this feels better, and that feels better, and my toe like stopped hurting. It's just like way too many things. You have to focus on a few things and have a person that you're selling to. So for this one, it's for other moms, right? But what you have to do is, for this example, be super specific right here, right? Seems calmer when it's time to do homework and more focused when we're reading together. That is great. So I just wanted to point that out, because you don't want to say like, you know, he seems more focused and he is calmer and he doesn't freak out and he doesn't do this and he doesn't do this and I noticed this too and it, you know, fixed his toe. Like, you don't want to just say all these too much things, because it's like, it sounds like snake oil instead of actually helping people with specific problems, which is what we're trying to do here. Because if your product that you're selling, you actually believe in it and it actually fixes it. I've been taking mushrooms for years. And so I started it because I believe in it. And so if you make all these crazy claims and say too many things, it's not believable. Whether your product works or not, it's not believable. So you have to make it believable, and you have to have a good product. It's not like a sugar rush or anything artificial. It just feels more natural. Okay, so we can tighten that up a little bit. We can say because mushrooms are natural or whatever. I take it too, actually, but instead just lion's mane, I use root cause multi mushroom. So here's where we can, you know, adjust the call to action. So right here, you don't want to say ADHD, just focus, homework, calm. So this is great. And ChatGPT knows this, because I'm saying, you know, TikTok shop video script. So it's going to say, and also in this earlier thing I asked, you know, is it compliant? So ChatGPT knows that, you know, you can't say those things. So do you want me to also draft a spicier organic version that actually calls out ADD for your main not TikTok shop while keeping it compliant safe? So I could do this. Yes, please draft that spicier organic version. So we'll see what this comes up with, and maybe we can blend the two, because like I said, for this one, I just said please to ChatGPT. I catch myself doing that. I'm like, that's silly. It's a robot. But this here, maybe they'll remember me and not get rid of me when they get rid of everyone else because I said please to them. But all jokes aside, this right here is great, and like I said, it's very compliant, but also we have to be a little bit rough. We have to say something a little bit that's going to get people's attention. So let's see what this came up with. Don't know if it's just me, but started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom. His ADHD symptoms seem way more manageable. So, for example, in the text hook, I could do something like, you know, I switched his addies for mushrooms, and that should be compliant for TikTok shop for me. So this one, I can use this verbal hook for them to say it, and then I can say in the text hook, be a little bit more like, say something that's a little bit more edgy and will get people's attention. So always been super energetic. Honestly, homework time was a nightmare. Didn't want to rely on more sugar or caffeine. So okay, this video is actually great too. I might make both of these. That's when I found lion's mane mushroom. There are actually studies showing it supports. So here I would say it could support to make it TikTok shop compliant. Whereas organically, you could probably say it supports and be fine with it. So this is a really good script too. So honestly, I'm gonna run with both of these. But just for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna do the first one. It's a little bit shorter, a little bit punchier. We can get to the point a little bit quicker here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on this, like I said, live on it here. Typically I do it in my Notion, but I'm just gonna do it here so I don't have to open up all my Notion stuff right now. And then I'll just move it to my Notion later. I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. So that gives a lot of curiosity, because people are like, different. Okay, is different good, bad? What's going on here? He's been acting different. So I like that. I had heard about Lion's Mane before. And then again, the text hook is going to be, and when I did this video too, I didn't even mention when I made this video here, I just added the captions in it. I already did mention that. Never mind. Cut it, made it look like an actual podcast, and then I'm still going to show you how to squeeze more videos out for a cheaper cost. So instead of $11 per video, you're getting, $2 per video or whatnot. So I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. I had heard about lion's mane before. It's a mushroom that's been studied for supporting focus, memory, and even overall brain health. So I have used a line like this in the past before, saying it's being studied for this, and it was totally fine. I had no issues with it. At first I was skeptical, but I noticed he seems calmer when it's time to do homework, more focused when we're reading together. So that's good, super specific. It's not like a sugar rush or anything artificial. It's not like a sugar rush. I want to see if I can drop meds in there without saying meds. It's not like a sugar rush or anything artificial. It just feels more natural. And then I take it to actually. We'll do I actually take it to. So once again, we got to get into the mind space of this is a mom here. This is a mom, and she is helping her, trying to help her kid naturally have a natural alternative. I'm trying to reach people who are natural alternative seekers. That is my target demographic. So it's not just moms. It's not just biohackers. It's not just holistic people. It's not hippies. It's people. It's natural alternative seekers. So it includes different types of people, and it's a group of people focused on their interests, that being natural alternatives, rather than who they are demographically, meaning what they look like, how much money they make, whatever. People always focus on that. A lot of people don't think about their interests. And so that's really important, because interests unite people just as much. And honestly, I think people are going to buy off of interest. Actually, I know people buy off of interest more than people buy off of, buy stuff because of who they are. At least for me, in my experience, I know that to be true. So I actually take it too, but instead of just lion's mane, I actually take it too. So this one here, I don't want to plug it too hard, but instead of just lion's mane, I can use actually again. I actually take 10 different medicinal mushrooms, and once again, I've used medicinal mushrooms and it's been fine, because that is a terminology, functional medicinal mushroom. So you can, at least for me, I've been able to use that. I actually take 10 different medicinal mushrooms in all in one capsule. I don't know why it went down there. All in one capsule for my focus. My gut health. So here, once again, this is where we're getting like a little bit where it's like, you don't want to make all of these crazy, like it helps this, it can help this, it can help this, it can help this. So you're going to be careful about that. So I might honestly just leave it there. And then I'll put something like, this can be the actually mom. She can say actually a lot. So you know how people have their quirks and their things? She could say actually a lot. So if it's too much, it could be annoying, but if I can dial it in right, once again, this is my character. So let's see just how this sounds off the bat. I'm going to adjust it a little bit. But let's see, or we can say, I left the link right here. I just bought another one because they're on sale. So I can throw in the sale in there as well. I just bought another one I left the link right here. I actually just bought another one because they're on sale. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna see if this sounds too much with the actually see how it sounds. We'll go from there. I do want to adjust the script slightly, but for right now, just to get this up and running, I do want to see how this sounds. So let's do here, paste this. I'm gonna add the actor, and then this doesn't take any credits until you actually create the video. So this is gonna load up here, and this is gonna be a sample of the audio. It's going to show, as you see here, this is what the actor's gonna look like.
Welcome to Arcads. I'm one of the natural AI.
Or actress, but whatever, it's a robot. I'm not gonna get specific about that. So let's see how it sounds with just this. So we can't see the video quite yet because that takes about 2 to 5 minutes, somewhere around there, to go through and to process and to create it, and that will cost the credit. So until you're ready, until it's finalized, you can adjust the audio, and then that's pretty much what you can adjust, just the script and the audio. So let's see how this sounds.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. I had heard about lions.
So it's not very emotional. For example, this video right here, where I had my podcaster, he's going to be more
energy source that's way better than
matter of fact, to the point, using punctuation, not as emotional in how he speaks, but specifically with a mom, with a female, with she's doing something else, right? Cutting cucumbers at the same time. Once again, you have to think about who this person is. They're going to be slightly distracted. Obviously, women are great at multitasking. I am terrible at multitasking. I either do one thing at a time, but women are great at it. And with that, she's still multitasking. So she's not going to be speaking super matter of fact. She's going to be taking a little bit more time, emotions, saying things, using filler words. So that's what we want to do here. So enhances expressive elements like emotion, emphasis. So we want to turn this up quite a bit here. Similarity, I'll turn down a little bit just so she adjusts how she's talking, changing. And then stability is voice consistency, natural variations. I'll leave that there for now, and then speed. So let's see how this sounds. It's going to take a second to load back up. But we do want to add more emotion in there. There was like no emotion in that other one. It sounded like she was reading off a script. So let's add some emotion.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. I had heard about lion's mane.
Okay, so this is a little bit too long. So I'm going to have to adjust something here. Lower values add natural, making more dynamics. We can lower that and then probably up the speed a touch. So let's redo that, see how that sounds. This might have to go up a little bit more dramatic and animated, while lower value, keep it neutral. All right, let's see.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. I had heard about lion's mane before.
Sounds better. So that's like, she's like, yeah, I started giving, and he's been acting different. So there was a little bit more curiosity, whereas before it was very flat. So this is really good, or heading in the right direction for sure. So we're going to keep running with this. I'm still going to adjust. I'm going to listen to it a little bit more. Still going to adjust it a little bit, and we'll see here.
It's a mushroom that's been studied for supporting focus, memory, and even overall brain health. At first I was skeptical, but I noticed he seems calmer when it's time to do homework and more focused when we're reading together. It's not like a sugar rush or anything artificial. It just feels more natural. I actually take it too. But instead of just lion's mane, I actually take 10 different
Okay, so there's a lot of like breathiness and heavy breathing, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'm going to see if I can get that play with things and get this out. Okay, so I played around with the settings a little bit, and then I also adjusted my script because that was bothering me and it wasn't what I wanted to say. So I adjusted it and got it to sound how I wanted to. Now, her voice is a little bit breathy, and she honestly sounds kind of like depressed, but I think it's gonna work really well because it's like, or I guess not depressed. It sounds a little bit tired. I think it's gonna work because it's very organic and like it feels very or sounds very real. I haven't seen what it looks like yet. Like I said, you don't see until the very end. But it sounds very organic. It is a little bit breathy. I did look at some other options for voices, but I did feel that the one that they paired with it did fit the best. So I think it's going to come off very organic and like, very, very UGC. I think it's going to come off very well, but it is a little bit breathy. So this is what we're working with. I'll just play the first like maybe sentence or two because I am going to show you the trick for getting multiple videos instead of just one video out of this and how to lower that cost. So let's see.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving...
So I might cut that a little bit because it's breathy, but also the final product is going to be a little different.
My son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. I had heard about lion's mane before. It's actually been studied.
So see how that sounds like you can see what this actor looks like, and you can hear that voice.
Welcome to our CADS.
And you're like, this would fit that person. This looks like a mom. This sounds like a mom. Maybe it's the end of the day. She's, getting dinner ready. She's a little bit tired from being with the kids all day. It was a long day, right? It sounds like that. So like I said, you have to go in and what is this person? What just happened to them? How are they recording this video? Who are the people who are influencing them on a daily basis? So anyways, if you want to go deep into that, which is what works, then, that's what you have to do. It doesn't mean you have to write it all down and make a profile. Just think about it. Take a minute and think about it. So now let's get into this. So what I did with the other one, which when I first created the video for this podcast one, as soon as I did it, I was like, oh, that was dumb. I could have got like 4 or 5 videos out of this. So you have a 1,500 character limit, right? And what I have done historically in the past, and I'm not recommending to do this, but I'm just telling you what I have done in the past, is I will essentially batch a video and I will re-film a bunch of different, or film a bunch of different hooks. So I will have the body of the video, the same body, the same call to action, and then the first sentence or two of the hook, that first 3 to 7 seconds, I just film a bunch of those, a bunch of different variations of those, and then I'll edit all the body of the video, and then I'll just paste the new hook, paste the new hook, paste the new hook. So then I have one video with, 5 different hooks, and then I have now 5 different videos, which if you do it correctly and you save it through CapCut, they all have individual video IDs, and I have found that TikTok has not had the ability to pick that up yet. Doesn't mean that it won't in the future. It's just what's working right now. So instead of paying $11 for this one video, because I have 1,500 characters here, I can turn this into, I can have 5 different hooks, and then I can have 5 different videos. So I'm going to do that right now. Let me see if I can think of a couple off the top of my head here. I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. So essentially, I'm just saying the same thing over and over again in a few different ways. So I don't know if it's just me. I'm just going to space this out for my brain's sake right now. And then actually, if I break it up, the volume might be different, or the sound might be different. It might take a big break in between, which will make it easier for editing. So we'll see how that sounds when I do this. So let's rework the hook. I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. I could do moms. This might just be me, but since I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom, ... He's been, I guess I could have just copied that. So it's all right. Get some reps in with the typing. No more typing class anymore, so got to get the reps in every day with the online business keyboard skills. So that's an easy way to rework it, right? I mean, essentially, this part is the same thing here. I just removed the word this. So, the only difference is going to be this, and then all this is going to be the same. So you got to be really careful because you want it to be different enough so that TikTok doesn't pick it up. So I may adjust this, but let's do another one. So moms, this might just be me. Honestly, would do this might just be me, and then I'm gonna do moms. Tell me if this is just me. Moms, tell me if this is just me, but I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom and he's been acting different. So there we go. That one's a good variation. It's different because it's I started instead of since I started, and then there's no this, and then I added an and. So changing up the vocabulary and the wording, saying the same message, but changing it up enough so that it doesn't flag the algorithm here. What else can we do? So I don't know if it's just me. This might just be me. But since I started giving my, okay, moms tell me if this is just me, but I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom. We could do I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom and he's been acting different. And then we could flip it and do my son has been acting different since I started giving him lion's mane mushroom. So right there, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hooks, and then the body and the call to action. So we just took $11 for one video and turned it into $2.20 for each video because we now have 5 different videos with different hooks. And the cool thing about this too is because of the algorithm, on TikTok's algorithm, they're going to send it to, when your video goes on the For You page, first 200 people, you can have a banger video, and if it, for the off chance, obviously if your video is terrible, it's not going to go regardless, but you can have a really good video that would go viral, and it just doesn't reach the right audience for the first 200 people, and it just doesn't hit, even though it would hit if it did reach the right audience. TikTok's algorithm is really good, but sometimes that does happen. And my opinion, you might have a different one. But let's see how this sounds. I'm going to see what the voice sounds like with these breaks because I haven't done these paragraph breaks before. So let's see what it sounds like here. But yeah, now we have 5 different hooks. And then the body, so now we have 5 different videos, which is going to be great. Then once again, like I said, you have to, or not you have to, because you shouldn't do this. This is just what I do. I record, or I edit them differently and then save them differently in CapCut. So each one has a unique video ID. So it is technically a different video. So when you post the video onto TikTok, it sees it's a unique video ID.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom.
Oh my gosh, it takes so long to get those words out. I might have to bump up the speed because it's so breathy and takes so long, but anyways.
Been acting different. This might just be me, but since I started giving my son,
and then that one's super fast,
lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. Moms, tell me if this is just...
Okay, so that break does not work. So I'm gonna try this because it's just jumping through to the next thing from that break. So that definitely does not work. So let's try this. All right, see how this sounds. No more paragraph breaks, page breaks, whatever you call them. It's been so gloomy and stormy here. It's been thunderstorming every day here in Florida. It's crazy.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. This might just be me, but since I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. Moms, tell me if this is just me. But I started giving my son...
That's crazy. Okay. That one might have to be edited.
Lion's mane mushroom. and he's been acting different.
Oh my gosh, that was like a space in
I
between
started
each
giving
word.
my son lion's mane mushroom, and he's been acting different. My son has been acting different since I started giving him lion's mane mushroom. I had heard about lion's mane before. It's actually been studied for supporting focus, memory, and even overall brain health.
Okay, cool. So I think that's good. I know I'm breathy, but that's very breathy. That's crazy. It seems like it starts off good and then it speeds up a lot, like right here, and then it slows down again. I noticed when I was doing that, the full script as well, it was doing the same thing, but now with the hooks here, it's doing that again, and that's going to be in one of these things. So I could increase the stability, more predictable tone with fear. It's not tone though, it's the speed, match in tone and pronunciation. Yeah, so honestly, I'm not sure which I can mess with. I might try to mess with that individually, see if it fixes it, and then I'll come back and then we'll finish it and see the final product of the video. All right, we got it pretty solid. So it was the similarity. So it was the speed, I guess, had something to do with the similarity. I bumped that up a little bit, and then it stopped doing those crazy things. It was literally like, it's giving my son lion's mane mushroom. I was like, what is happening? Then the next sentence, it was, I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom, and he's been acting different. So that one's fine. But anyways, the speed variance was too much. So the similarity was what I had to do, ramp that up a little bit. It was a little bit better. Didn't make it monotone. It just made it so it wasn't doing that and then speeding back up. That was all it was doing. So that worked. So now I have 5 different videos to create out of this, and I have my actor and audio is good, and there we go. So when I do this, it's gonna take a credit needed, generate video. So like I said last time, I think it said it takes 2 minutes. Last time it was like maybe 3 or 4 minutes. So I will come back when it's generated. Okay, so this took a lot longer than 2 minutes to go. I don't know where I saw that 2-minute estimate when I was signing up or something to start. It was like more than 5. But my issue with this video when I did it yesterday was actually this microphone.
Source that's
If you look at this microphone, see it, like the microphone's moving. So that was kind of weird. Now, so I was a little bit scared of this video because there's a cucumber in there and there's a knife. And so there's a lot more that can move and go wrong rather than a stationary microphone. So let's see how this turned out, but I'm excited.
I don't know if it's just me, but since I started giving my son this lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. This might just be me, but since I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom, he's been acting different. Moms, tell me if this is just me, but I started giving.
Okay, the mouth is off a touch, but it's not bad. And if you put captions right in the middle of the screen, the people's eyes are going to be drawn to there anyways, so not too bad.
My son lion's mane mushroom, and he's been acting different.
The expressions are pretty good though. Like there's an emphasis on different, which is good. And I put the dots, the dot dot dot. So I think that helped. But this is pretty solid.
I started giving my son lion's mane mushroom, and he's been acting different.
And the cucumber's not doing anything weird.
My son has been acting different since I started giving him lion's mane mushroom. I had heard about lion's mane before. It's actually been studied for supporting focus, memory, and even overall brain health. At first I was skeptical, but I noticed he seems calmer when it's time to do homework and more focused when we're reading together. It's not like a sugar rush and there's no crash. It just feels natural. I actually started taking it.
Your finger got really close there. But
2.
cool. I think this is solid. I'm excited. And like I said, now I get 5 videos out of it instead of just 1. So that brings it to $2.20 a video instead of $11 a video. So that is much more doable. And I wish I would have done that on yesterday's video, but I wasn't thinking it was my first time doing AI content. So there you go. So there you have it. Now you know my tricks of how I get more bang for the buck, how to get multiple videos. Yeah, trying to grow this this brand, this supplement brand with a focus on medicinal mushrooms, functional mushrooms. trying to grow this to 7 figures as quickly as possible using AI content, using affiliates, utilizing TikTok Shop to get it off the ground and running. I think that's the best opportunity right now. And then also reposting on other platforms, sending to my website, doing all this stuff. So that is where I'm at right now. Make sure to follow along for the journey. Check this out with Arc Ads if it's not sponsored. Hopefully I could get a sponsor from them. That would be cool. But check out Arc Ads. I do like it a lot. It worked really well for me, and it was recommended to me by a friend. So now a friend is recommending it to you. Yeah, there's a bunch of other ones out there. There's a bunch of different ones. I haven't tried it yet. I tried CapCuts. CapCuts was really bad, really bad. But I've only tried CapCut and this. But my friend who recommended it to me is using AI for his ads for his e-com store on Facebook. And so he's been running Facebook ads. So he's been cranking out a bunch of it. And he's like, yeah, dude, Arc Ads for what you're doing is the best. He has a editor now that's doing the AI ads for him. But yeah, he recommended this to me. So there you go. And we'll see you on the next one.